Hey, Saj Hussain here, your partner for wealth creation through property. And in this video, I want to talk about buying cheap property. So first of all, why would you want to buy a property that's cheap? Well, I'm sure you've heard the term, you lock your profit in when you buy. So you make your money when you buy. So what we mean by that is, let's say you've got a property that's worth £100,000 and you have an opportunity to purchase it for £80,000. If you do that, you're effectively locking in your £20,000 of profit right at the beginning before you've even lifted a finger. So that's why we'd want to purchase a property in this way. So next question is, why would somebody sell a property to you for less than what it's worth? Why would they do that? Well, if let's go to back to that £100,000 property. Let's say you had that property worth £100,000 and you were offered £80,000 for it. Would you sell it? So you'd effectively be giving up £20,000 of its value. Well, I'm sure you're thinking, no, why would you, right? Why would anybody in their right mind want to sell the property for less than what it's worth? Well, actually, there are some people that will, and it depends on the circumstances that they're facing. So there'll be people in a certain situation where they'll value something over and above money. What do I mean? So they might value the speed, the certainty of a transaction more than the price they're getting. And these people sometimes will fall into many different categories, but I'm going to give you three main categories. So it tends to be debt, and divorce. So let's talk about death first. So if somebody's passed away, they're actually not going to have to worry about the property. It's not something they're going to be concerned with. But the person who inherits that property, for them it might be an issue. It may be they want to get resolved quickly. It might be quite a distance away from where they are. It may be that they've got taxation issues to deal with on that property. It could be it's empty, there's risk that we're being broken into, and there's some reasons like that. There's some pains that they have, and some of these reasons might be why they might be prepared to sell the property for less than it's worth just to get the transaction done fairly quickly. So speed might be more important for them in that situation. So let's talk about debt. Now, if someone's in financial difficulty, they're in some financial stress, there might be a situation where they may be looking to sell their property for less than it's worth, because it might mean if they can get that transaction done fairly quickly and they've got the certainty it's going to happen with a time frame, it might be that they're going to prevent a repossession happening, for instance. Now, although they're already in financial difficulty, what it means is by maybe selling the property in this way, they're going to be in less difficulty than they were had they lost the property altogether. So that's another example why somebody might want to do that. And the other one is divorce. That's another big one. So as much as people enjoy getting together and living together, unfortunately in our country here we have a very high divorce rate. So what that means is when people no longer want to be together, they really don't want to be together. They just want to get apart. They want to sort of get on with their own lives. They want to separate. And if there's properties involved or property involved, getting that transaction done in a timely manner is quite important. Sometimes it's not even the speed or the certainty. It could be that they just want the discretion of it being done in a quiet way without everybody being aware. So there's specific circumstances why somebody might want to sell their property for less than it's worth. Sometimes these are called distress sales, below market value properties. So there's reasons why somebody will do this particular transaction. So in terms of where do you find these kind of properties, or where do you find people like this? I think the biggest mistake many people make when they're looking for a property that's going to be cheap effectively to purchase is they go looking at properties and say, well, I like this one, right, I'm going to put an offer in with the estate agent at £80,000. So they're offering less than it's worth to the agent. Now, as I said earlier on, if I offered you £80,000 for your house, you'd say no, right? Why would you? In the same way, the vast majority are going to say no. So people looking for properties in this way actually taking the wrong approach, which is why they can't find them. Now, sometimes it depends where we are in the country in terms of location, what the prices are, where we are in the property cycle. So for example, if the property prices are rising in an area or they're starting to slow down, like in Birmingham, there's some very interesting things happening now. I think there's going to be some really good opportunities coming over the next few months because of what's happening economically and politically. So these factors will affect the volume of these type of properties available. So over the last few years, there hasn't been a lot of these available. When I look back, say 6 or 7 years ago, I was trading these regularly because there was many more of these about. So they're about, but it's how you go about finding them. The thing is, the mistake people make is they go looking at the property and put in the low offer, where what they have to do is look for the individual that might be in the circumstances that might fall into those sort of situations that I talked about earlier on, and really helping to find a solution for their problems. If you can find a solution for their problems, it's likely you'll be able to structure a deal that works for you and works for them as well. This is not about ripping people off. This is not about taking advantage of people. This is about helping somebody in a situation like that, offering them a solution to their problems, and in return you may be able to purchase a property that works out for you as well, at a bit of a deal. So hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully you found this useful. Let me know on your thoughts and comments below, and I'll answer some of those well. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video.